up, everyone out there? Welcome to the Addicted Fishing Podcast. Got another... Dude, we've been keeping up on these. We've actually been doing them like every week. We've had a few special guests in. You said we weren't going to be able to.
Yeah, so we don't have to do the speech where we're like, we know it's been a long time, but
well, it's funny because we actually have a guest in the studio tonight that helped us launch like the first podcast that we ever did. He helped set up the studio, like action where...
Still rocking my music.
Yeah, we still have music in the intro.
Yep.
You didn't know that, did you, dude?
No.
We kept it in.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. So we have the music at the start of every podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sick.
And that was a lot of fun doing it over at Netlingham's, but you guys got a good setup here, too.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, let's be honest, it sounded way better when it was coming out of there.
Yeah.
But it sounds good now. It
sounds good. I've been watching it. It's good stuff.
Yeah. So, introduce your guys' selves and talk a little bit about what you got going on.
Yes, sir. So first of all, I'm Lucas Holmgren, and as Marlon mentioned, we've worked together over the years on a number of different projects, this podcast included. And today with me here in the studio is a man by the name of Nick Amato, who's been doing this a lot longer than any of us.
Yeah.
And is the editor of Salmon, Trout, Steelheader, as well as Great Lakes Angler. And
which are magazine publications, correct?
Yes, magazine publications. So and a part of Frank Amato Publications, which has essentially been around since 1967. Nick's dad, Frank, started it out. They've published over 500 books and put out a ton of magazines as well to this day. And Frank, by the way, Nick's dad, 77 years old or 76 or something, still out rowing his boat down the rivers, catching fish, and doing a great job. He's in the office today. So it's a pretty cool historical thing to be with updated content and, of course, getting out and doing things, such as this, getting out, meeting other people. But it's a pretty amazing thing. I don't know. Nick, what do you think? How long have you been doing this?
Well, I guess I've been the editor of Salmon, Trout, Steelheader for 30 years now, so seen a lot of things over the years, been able to do a lot of fun things, and really had a great time.
Yeah, for sure.
You've seen a lot of the up and down fish runs, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. This reminds me of the late 90s when the runs went way down, and everybody thought the end was here, and then suddenly 2000 came along, and fishing was off the hook.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So it is cyclical, but what do you think changed? Like, so being so involved in these in the industry and the fisheries, like what changed between the late 90s and early 2000s? Is it strictly an ocean thing? Is it a production thing? It's
a combination of everything, but I would say the ocean was the biggest factor, and there are 20 to 40 year cycles that have gone on for years and years and years. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that still is the case. Now with global warming, we might have a different trend. Yeah, something added to the mix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it seems like it's definitely like right now. I'm sitting here going like, yeah, it's real nice and sunny out here these last couple weeks. We should be.
It's really random.
And the weather, there's a lot of different weather for sure. It definitely seems to be the trend of the times. But with that said, I mean, like, with production and with bad oceans, you need to be firing on all cylinders.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So one thing, STS and Great Lakes Angler, you guys have signed on with the Hatchery Wild Coexist campaign. You guys definitely like to do a lot of, we appreciate being able to publish our full page ads in your guys' magazine to help get the word out because, like you said, even within those ocean conditions, we still have to have the right and the correct production. We got to fire on all cylinders. So seeing those up and down trends, like you said, over those 30 years have got to be.
Yeah, absolutely. But like you say, we need angler opportunity. So with all the habitat degradation, I mean, there's just no choice. We have to have a combination.
No choice. So within seeing that 30 years of STS, I have to ask, were you guys doing bead articles 30 years ago? Or is that just completely new?
That, in Oregon anyway, is kind of brand new. Now, it went to Alaska probably in the late 80s, and then I think they were using beads for trout in California probably in the 70s.
Okay, so there's the history of the bead. I had to ask, because apparently it's all new. I mean, which I know is a lot.
Right, the 12 millimeter and then that larger craze is fairly new. Probably 7 years old now or so.
Yeah. Not 20 mil. 30 mil.
Right, yeah,
Just
got
kidding.
those now.
So there you have it, folks. The bead was out before, but you had to see some pretty drastic. I mean, everything from like bobber dogging, twitching. I mean, you see all these articles and stuff that go through the publications.
You bet. The twitching jigs. I mean, Jim Bradbury was doing that in the 80s, believe it or not. There was a video made with Rob Crandall doing it up in the reservoirs on the Clackamas River in November and just pounding on them. Guys up in BC were using them in the 90s. And then all of a sudden it caught on like crazy. I don't know. Was it 10 or 12 years ago now?
Yeah.
Here?
Well, caught on like crazy because it's fun.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what, those coho, as you well know, they'll chase and bite. And a lot of times, a lot of people can't feel the bite. And when you're doing that, boy, they come up and bite at you. Right
Your next twitch is actually set right into their snout.
It was. I tell you what. So we just had Kevin Van Dam in town. He came to fish with us, which was an awesome opportunity, and it was fun watching him just cast and twitch those twitching jigs around for sure. The guy never missed a cast.
No. And I don't think he ever missed a bite.
Yeah. No.
He had some fish like chasing jerkbaits, but when you go, talking about twitching and I mean these, us it being newish to us, I mean, well, shit, these bass guys have been doing it for ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was spot on.
Yep.
He did get some coho on jerkbaits though,
Really?
which was really cool.
Yeah.
Just straight 6-inch jerkbaits, just game on. What other crazy trend? I mean, like I said, 30 years at the publication. I mean, we got bobber dogging, we got twitching.
I've seen the quick fish, flat fish craze, go up to Alaska and then back down here to Washington. Clancy Holt brought a bunch of techniques, side drifting and things up this way. And
because the quick fish thing was more of a California thing,
it was, right?
Yeah.
California, then it went to Alaska, and then it ended up here, probably mostly due to Clancy, I would say. Mm-hmm. And I think, spay rods, it's a big deal. We always used single handers when I was a kid, and that came on strong in the early 90s.
I still remember the first article. So I was going to college, and it was my freshman year of college, and I read an article on pink worm that STS put out.
Right. And that was Dave Vedder helped promote that in the U.S. He brought those. They were using those up in BC in the 90s and 80s.
Yeah, so crazy because this would have been 2000. Mm-hmm. No, 99. There we go. Anyways, long time ago, which is a total joke. But I remember reading that article going, pink worm, blah, blah, drifting pink worm. I don't think we were putting them under floats, just drifting them.
Right.
And I went down to this little haunt that we were hitting for summer steelhead. The river was just jam-packed, tons of hatchery fish. They stalked the living snot out of it. Mm-hmm. And I walked up there at the old hole, I would call it like a beginning hole back in the day. Mm-hmm. Don't want to name river names here, of course, but it lined up with 12 guys fishing, everything from eggs to sand shrimps, just a corky and yarn. And that first they pulled out that 6-inch worm, and it's still barely light. And my buddies and I, we just absolutely wrecked them for like 3 weeks, and these guys were just getting livid. And it's like, if I hadn't read that article in STS,
that's funny.
Literally, I reread it, and my buddy Sean, I'll give my buddy Sean some credit because he read it. He's like, dude, you gotta try this. I'm gonna try this thing. He goes out and it was like his, one of those low light conditions, and the fish couldn't see that. Like, we're all lined up there in the dark, ready to go. Like I said, they used to plant a lot of fish in that river.
Yeah.
He cast that thing out there and just game on, and we just lit the world up for a month.
That's awesome.
I couldn't believe it when I first saw them up there in BC. They used gooey bobs, Jensen eggs, and those crazy big pink worms and a dink float and long rods. It's big floats, and I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me! You'll never catch a fish on one of these." And well.
How many times? I bet how many times we've said that a lot. Just even with you're not going to catch one doing this or doing that. The 360 flashers. Oh, come on, right. Like super baits. All that stuff. And it's like, oh man, I feel like that beads. There's marlin. Yeah, no kidding. I mean beads. It's like I can remember still almost just literally laughing at my buddy Sean. You try it and you work. So
you saying techniques come from up north and come this way?
They just kind of bounce around. Everything's changed so much now, though. Like 15 years ago and back, you'd have pockets of techniques. Mm-hmm. So you go to Southern Oregon, they'd be doing something. You'd go to this area, they'd be doing something was hot. Diver, sand shrimp, or what have you. You go to Forks, they'd be using something different. You go to BC. now everybody can see everything,
Yeah.
so it's
Right.
completely different.
Well, I mean, with the internet and even
Mhm.
magazine publications
Right,
getting out there. I
sure.
mean, yeah, the education piece, and then let's be honest, when you're not fishing, you're talking, reading, studying,
Right.
fishing.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, I think
it's-
that's pretty much
yeah.
true to everyone.
yeah,
That's what we've
exactly.
always
So
done.
it's that
And then it seems like each season something cool kind of starts up and everybody kind of gets on board and colors change. We were talking about that on the way up here. The
Yeah.
fish actually seem to behave differently some years because of maybe what's going on in the ocean.
Yeah, for sure.
I would definitely agree with that.
Their food sources change, right?
Wow.
And colors
I don't-
and depths that they're feeding at. And
Riddle me this, and Jordan can chime in on this. Like right now, it just seems like just reds for coho, nightmare twitching jigs, like just reds. Like I've never seen
Really?
It is. yeah,
those
it's
patterns
really weird.
do that well. I mean, they're yeah. Jordan said he just hadn't touched a purple jig, like reds.
Well, now I feel dumb. I was riding with Nick's dad yesterday,
yeah, 'cause purple's
and he was
usually good.
asking about the night. He's like, so do you ever fish the nightmare twitching jig? And I was like, honestly, I haven't really seen it be that
Neither.
great. I just stick with the purples and the blacks or whatever.
Mhm.
That's what I love about Frank. He's 76 years old and he's still asking questions and learning every single day. He's constantly inquisitive. But I just told him they aren't really worth trying.
Well, I mean,
Sorry, Frank.
Oh, way to go,
to be fair about that, I would have said the same thing.
Marlon
Oh,
would
yeah.
have said the
Oh,
same
for
thing
sure.
2 years
But
ago.
think
I
about
probably
it.
got that
We're
from
like,
Marlon.
oh, yeah.
I mean, like it's been a noticeable difference. Another thing too, like you talk about trends and like how the fish are behaving this year versus last year. One of the rivers I particularly fish actually has quite a few fish back to the hatchery now,
Mhm.
but there's nothing rolling.
Yeah.
But there's fish to be caught, and I can say it now, screw it, we're catching them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird because you'll go to these runs, you'll go to these areas where you traditionally see just fish rolling and doing their thing, and then you seem to catch the same amount, but they're not rolling. It's just kind of a weird,
It is
I don't know.
weird.
It's just a weird year. Like you said, the people talking and people, like you said, always trying to be engaged in the sport, always trying to think of something different. Like you said with Frank asking you, what's going on this year? Because it is a constantly evolving thing. I mean, I guarantee you there's not one quote unquote old article in STS. You know what I mean? Something that you wouldn't want to read or wouldn't want to glean some information from.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because it's kind of interesting.
Do you have that?
Yeah, I brought some
Let me
old ones here
grab
just for a
something here.
goof.
That's kind of
Oh,
But yeah,
like,
they're
you got
a
the
lot of it's
book.
kind of the same thing. It's
Oh,
amazing.
dude.
No
Yeah, it's
offense to
just
the new writers, but some of this
yeah.
old stuff is
Fire.
It's gem.
amazing. I can't find it anymore, but there was
Look at that.
there was an article on tides that had some stuff that I just had never read.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys
before.
wanna just
wow.
flip around
Incredible
through that
things,
just for
and there's
fun
great
for a
stuff
minute.
coming out every day. But you'd be
Look at
surprised
this.
how good those old articles are. So
So
Clint, I think we're going to have to take some B-roll of this and put
Yeah.
this into the podcast so these people can see it. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you guys can see what we got here is some old school STS magazines, which is just super
in
cool.
this issue, is this the first issue of STS right here?
No, the first one would have been in '67.
67. This was 1976, the October, November. And I'm just going to say it because it's out there. In this issue, East Fork Lewis, you be the judge, winter steelhead fly fishing technique, fly tying contest results, Diamond Lake, the Silet's Dilemma, British Columbia steelheading, fly fishing for jack salmon, Bottom Miller hookup.
That's a Hank. Is this the guy's last name?
Oh, okay. Hank Bottom Miller.
I think that was his name. Yeah.
Polar Wolf. I mean, you're just looking at this stuff, and I'm gonna, what article I want to pull to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's see what's going on there. This is crazy. We're definitely gonna have to do some Bolt decision.
wow,
Sport fisheries. Why? I mean, an article of the Bolt decision right here.
yeah,
Mhm.
yep.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
The
That's a
history.
pretty historic.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
My dad was heavily involved with the fight to get the steelhead listed as a game fish.
Yeah,
That
actually,
too.
yesterday I was I got to interview Larry Cassidy, and he's testified before the Supreme Court. He's worked with every single governor in Oregon for the last who knows how many years. And Walt McGovern, was it? Is that his?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I talked to them and interviewed them in an interview that'll be coming out on Salmon Trout Steelheader. Video interview, and they were talking about basically the process of getting the steelhead listed as a game fish, and so that it can't be commercially harvested. And these are the guys that went there and did that, and they took legislators, or I don't know all the political terms, but out fishing on various rivers and got them to catch a steelhead and see how amazing it was, and got protection. Pretty incredible.
That is freaking incredible.
That's kind of I'm flipping through this, and now I've been drawn to an article. It's 31-pound steelhead. What does it feel like to land a 31 steelhead by Craig Lassiter?
I think that's right.
Is that who I'm interviewing next week? Is that Oregon?
I don't know. Is that one out of the...
I don't know. It just says the head. It has a picture of the head of the steelhead with the most insane amount of shoulder you've ever seen on a little tiny spinnacle. Looks like a freaking size wood hook, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe smaller.
A spinnacle. You know what? I think I know which fish that is, and I'm not going to mention the river that one came out of.
You can tell us afterwards.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd like to know that. That's incredible.
Yeah, in a couple weeks, I believe, I'm going to interview the Oregon State record holder for steelhead.
Oh,
that's cool.
That is cool.
So,
what's the Oregon State record?
It was 31. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Just a little bit short, but nowadays you could.
They've caught them bigger than that since. They've just had to let
you can't
them go.
keep them, so you can't really get a record anymore, can you?
It was quite a bit bigger than that.
Wow. Yeah.
Salmon. So I'm looking at February, March 1977. $1. $1 for the publication.
Nice.
That's so cool.
Led Zeppelin was still
That's so cool.
touring.
so from you start with all this, what's like future, Lucas? Where are you thinking? Like, what kind of stuff are you guys doing to kind of innovate and take what has been created and take the brand into the future?
For sure. So what I've kind of always considered special about Salmon Trout Steelheader is the fact that when you are connected to a bunch of great anglers who are writers and you pay them to write articles for you, they provide epic information. And so for years, there's been articles that you're not going to get from just any Field and Stream magazine that are kind of generic, try to please everyone. They go into deep detail on what we love, which is Salmon Trout Steelhead. So I would say the tactics are the same for what we're going to do, which is work on providing amazing content, and but simply get it into some other avenues as well to draw people to it. So on our website, salmontroutsteelheader.com, you can find lots of articles, and they're getting uploaded every week. We're sending out articles every week to just get people excited and interested in learning various techniques.
And that's the easiest to me. Like, I like just getting them in my email. And usually the subject line isn't like some clickbaity subject line where you're trying to get someone to like click through and then trick them. It's like the subject line is the article that you're going to read, and if you want to read it, you read it. If you don't, you move on. You save it for another day or something.
Totally.
I've been really liking the email list format. So I suggest all you listeners out there, if you guys like to read things on your phone, salmontroutsteelheader.com, and go subscribe to the email list.
Yeah, for sure. Today I just sent one out for the Great Lakes Angler List. River Currents, the superhighway, and it's just talking about the ways that various steelhead with different metabolisms hold in the water or in the river current, and it's just kind of some cool tidbits to think about.
Scientific stuff that people aren't thinking about as much, and a lot. Now that I've been around a lot of more anglers, fishing with people, just different diversities, guys chasing different stuff. It's crazy to listen to these guys about the science around fishing, and not just, they get into it like insane how crazy they get into the science of it. It's cool. And I think we as steelhead anglers do it as well.
Totally.
We just don't realize we're doing it until you start like trying to talk about it to someone else, and they're looking at you like, what are you speaking Chinese? Like, what are you even talking about?
So it's endless curiosity.
Yeah, it is.
You talk about the science of that. I'm looking at this one from 1977 where there's probably the most elaborate detailing on how to read a steelhead scale that I think I've ever. Yeah, they've seen it even when I worked at the department. It's called "Scales Tell the Tale," and it's literally an article that you guys have published here that explains like why why fisheries management pulls scales to understand the age and of these fish and whatnot, and it's pretty impressive. And it's like I'm just thumbing through these.
Yeah, and that's a side of it to me that's just so exciting. Is that I have a treasure trove of great information that I'm getting online and getting to the internet, and new stuff is coming out every month. And Cameron has actually been writing phenomenal articles for us. It's been a couple Coho articles recently, and then I think in the January issue we're going to get into some Steelhead stuff. But there's always new stuff to be learned and gone through, and new minds and new fishermen and people to get it out there. A lot of respected writers and names that, I don't know, it's just, for me, I could sit there every single day and listen and learn about steelhead and salmon. And so
I mean, I think most anglers that are into it like us, it's just a culture. You know, you live it day in and day out.
Yeah.
Yeah, mustad, trout, and salmon hooks.
An advertisement we just saw. Mustad, trout, and salmon hooks. It's
yeah.
It's in 1977 July issue.
Shout out to Mustad.
Just thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, phenomenal companies through the years.
Yeah, so talk about that. Do you know how many different companies over the years have supported and advertised and been partners with Salmon Trout Steelheader?
You know, it'd be hard to put a number on it, but hundreds and hundreds. You know, most of
probably thousands.
Yeah, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, Salmon Trout Steelheader since 1967. I don't know the when did Fly Fishing and Tie-in Journal?
That would have been, I think, in 78.
Yeah, 78, and then Frank Amato took it over after it was originally, or did he start FTJ?
He started that.
He started FTJ, but then Great Lakes Angler was originally started and then purchased by Frank Amato. So
cool.
3 different publications, a lot of different companies.
Larry Schoenberg.
And Larry Schoen. Yeah.
Well, flipping it. Like I said, these articles are crazy. We could probably do 10 podcasts on this, but here's our article: Ghost Shrimp for Steelhead.
Wow.
I mean,
that's probably right when it became
cutting edge. Yeah, he's like Larry Schoenberg.
Yeah.
Did I just come up with you should start a podcast, dude, where you literally just audio read these old articles.
That's brilliant.
Oh my god,
dude, that would be
just sit down and do like.
I mean, figure out how long it would take you.
There's already literally 5 articles that I would love to sit here and read. Like I said, everything.
And imagine someone listening, dude.
Well, thank you, Marlon. I'm going to take off here and get started.
Yeah,
no, that's a great idea.
So that'd be really cool.
I got to find it again, but there was one on tides, and it was someone talking about tidal influence and salmon and steelhead, what have you. And I was reading it thinking, I have never seen this information. I've heard and talked a lot about tides, but this is so in depth, and I can't find it. I'll have to find it again.
But it's in one of these?
It's in one of those, yeah.
Sweet.
There's books and books and books of it, but...
That's cool.
You know,
So you got the email list that you guys are doing now. You have the website.
Yep.
I've seen you've been posting on social. You guys have social medias and things like that where people can follow you?
For sure, yep.
Where do they find you? So
you can find us on Facebook for Salmon Trout Steelheader, or salmontroutsteelheader.com. We've got Instagram and such. But the primary purpose of it, there's a lot of people out there doing a bunch of exciting, amazing things, and included, of course, Addicted has done some wonderful things in the YouTube world. 50,000 subscribers. Congratulations on that.
Thanks, dude. Thank you.
But I'd say that the objective of Salmon Trout Steelheader often leads people to read or to learn through the website or, via their email and such. And so it's a lot. It's, I'd really recommend just going to the website, Salmon Trout Steelheader, signing up for the email list, and then just diving into whatever it is you like to learn about. There's some, specific kokanee jigging in specific lakes, things like that. It could just be, casting tributary tactics for coho. It could be
there's a lot of diverse articles in there. It's not just going to be salmon and steelhead, right? You're going to have to talk about kokanee, trout, all these different other species as well.
Totally.
Do you ever dive into like panfish, or is that in Great Lakes Angler?
Great Lakes Angler is full of that. In fact, what was kind of funny is I was looking at the analytics from last month or whatever, and I realized our biggest article by far for reading was a perch article. And it's Great Lakes has an incredible amount of fish. I mean, it has more steelhead than anywhere else on planet Earth. It has more smallmouth than anywhere on planet Earth. It has more walleye than anywhere on planet Earth. And the size of those fish are very nice. They've even had some big salmon in the last couple of years. And so the Great Lakes Angler, I'm wearing the hat today. I have never fished the Great Lakes. Nick has. I haven't, but I am in love with Great Lakes fishing, and I don't, just because I edit the articles online.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's incredible opportunity out there for anyone that's in the Great Lakes. We'd love to have you come check out glangler.com. Or even if you just kind of want to see, you're a salmon or steelhead angler and you kind of want to see some of
Yeah, I'm like interested now. I
differences.
want to go check it out.
For
I'm
sure.
really interested because, I mean, all those fish are just completely wild and they never came from any kind of hatchery or any kind of stocking or anything like that. It's just
Yeah.
absolutely incredible to hear that
It
there's
is.
that many there.
You know, it's
I thought
funny.
That's kind of interesting.
It's I was talking to a guy who created this app called Fish Booty, Martin Drager, I believe it is, and he was talking. And you know, when we get together, we're always talking about, oh, I want to go here and I want to go here and so on and so forth. He's from Ontario, Canada, and I asked him, you know, have you ever been out to the Northwest? And he's like, yeah, that seems cool, but you know, I got everything I want right here. He's like, I don't have to go much farther. I might go into the States a little bit to go fish New York a little bit, but he's like, we have such incredible fishing right here. I don't need to go anywhere else. And that's, you know, it's up and down there, of course, too. But when I was talking to him about it, and he's talking about return rates of 10% or more from their fry that go out, and I'm telling, oh yeah, we've got 0.5% this year. You know? And so.
Well, like I said, it's their native habitat too, you know. So we always hear, you know, oh, okay, I'll stop.
Okay, this is good.
Stop now.
This is really good stuff because in the Great Lakes, they were of course brought over. Those fish were brought over. The Skamania, of course, from the Washougal hatchery. They have the Chambers Creek strain over there. They have a lower river, basically Thule stock, I believe. They brought the Thules over there instead of the Springers. Something like that. They've got all these fish from right here in the lower Columbia, and some of them have naturalized in an amazing way. They plant a lot of fish. Every single stream or creek in the Great Lakes, pretty much, I think, without fail, has some form of naturalized steelhead show up in it at one point. Or
How's that possible? They don't stray.
Well, and they don't reproduce either if they're not one.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
So it is. It's definitely. They've had a lot of freedom to do basically whatever they've wanted, and it's created an incredible steelhead fishery. Previously, there was just a ton of perch and a ton of lake trout, and then the lake trout got destroyed by troll fisheries and such, and actually the quality of the Great Lakes water was getting bad, and they basically revolutionized and created a multi-million-dollar fishery by introducing salmon and steelhead. And I think, were the salmon introduced in the 60s, was it, or something?
Yeah, I think so. It was the late 60s.
And it literally was incredible for not only the fishery, but also for water, for the water itself by kind of taking over some of the invasive prey that the salmon eat. So we have a different struggle here, and of course the ocean it can either be amazing for us or it can be horrible for us, and the Great Lakes is definitely a lot more stable, so to speak, and so it's something else. But an ocean run steelhead is pretty special too. So
that's a fact.
You know.
I'd still like to go catch 50 of those lake ones.
I know. Yeah, me too.
Let's be honest.
And I have seen some very impressive fish come out of there too. So
out of the Great Lakes.
Oh, man, we got to start focusing over there. And all
Yeah.
that.
But I know we have a bunch of Great Lakes fans out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to get out there and fish.
Yep.
soon.
Well, it's going to be, let's see, it's going to be the young guys versus the old guys trip, right?
Yep.
We were talking about this, Marlon and I think.
We had a scheme.
Nick Amato and Roger Hinchcliffe versus Cameron and Marlon fishing the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Okay, there's local knowledge here. So I'm going to call. I pulled the card right there. I got to pull the card.
It's all good fun.
Let's say, or we have to do it like two-folded, where we do it over here.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
We can do something like that.
No,
yeah, but Roger comes over here and fishes all the time.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
he
won't
does.
work. Damn. Yeah, we'll figure something
He
out.
got like 3 20-pounders the last trip.
Legit.
Yeah, but nice places. Anyway, I think for me, being a part of Amato Media is incredible just because of not only seeing the salmon, trout, steelhead side of things, but Great Lakes Angler, Fly Fishing Tying Journal. I'm editing the Fly Fishing Tying Journal website, and I think I've got one fish on a fly. This big.
There's a lot of education there.
But I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much. Yeah, so it's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think, Nick?
Well, I think this is a lot of fun. I've never done anything like this before in my life, so I'm a little bit nervous, but
Yeah.
this is fun.
Nick stays.
I mean, you've done some stuff because I remember back in the day, one of my favorite videos. I think I might let you borrow it or
Yep.
something. Lucas was the float fishing for steelhead video.
Right.
So you've done a little bit, and you've done some other videos and stuff, haven't you, over the years?
River Kings,
drift fishing with Bill Herzog and a few others.
Yeah.
But I'm always kind of, on the
Well,
sideline,
Nick's
kinda
sitting
just
behind a
making sure things
computer
happen.
talking to writers. He's, and making magazines all day, and so I drug him out here from Portland, and yeah, it's cool though. He just, Nick's kind of focus has been to go, talk to the different writers like J.D. Ritchie and Bill Herzog and these, all the great writers. Go fishing with them and put it down in the magazine, and now I'm kind of getting him out and about a little more,
Cool.
And it's awesome. For me, it's been really, really exciting. Also to hang out with Nick's dad a lot, Frank. Just because like I mentioned before, that guy is. I'll be talking to him, and I think he's about to tell me about a technique, and he's asking me about a technique, like what he should do for this, and I'm like, 1,000 times more than me. You've been on every continent, but he's constantly curious about that.
You say you never know it all.
You never know it all,
geez.
and even learn from some Joe Boo like me. So
yeah, and that's what a great angler. I feel like to be really great, you have to be able to do that. Just learn from everyone.
Oh, absolutely.
So
yeah.
Well, cool. We appreciate you guys coming in, and we appreciate all you guys listening. If you guys want to find out more info, like I said, Salmon, Trout, Steelheader.com, right?
For sure.
Cool.
Yep, Salmon, Trout,
We'll put links down in the description if you're watching on YouTube or on iTunes or all those other awesome platforms. We'll put some links down in the description. You got any little updates or anything?
No, not really. Put a bow on it, man.
Put a bow on it.
I mean,
all right, guys.
like I said, keep in mind. I'd say look out for the. We'll call it the STS podcast. I don't know what to call it.
It's a brilliant idea.
Just something.
Yep.
The library or something.
Yeah. The library.
No, I appreciate it.
I like
appreciate
that'd
that.
be
That's really
super
good.
cool.
Before we go, Cameron, you had like a Doomsday podcast last time, wasn't it? Like, was that, or was it the live feed? Where did all the coho go?
Oh yeah,
Something
that
like
was.
that?
I named it "Where the Heck Are the Coho?"
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Northwest.
Any update?
Yeah. I mean,
Is there fish around?
Okay.
yeah. I mean, we did have the best.
All
day.
right.
We did have the best day that we've had all year today, but it's still like not anywhere
Not the huge
close
run
to the
that
forecast. Because we were experiencing that, I'd be catching 10 times.
Yeah.
So but I mean, I was a little bit happier to see some fish, and even without the weather that we've been having and the experiencing, it seems like I think maybe the fish are just kind of like, screw it, we better start pushing in now.
Yeah.
Maybe they're really late. There's been some pretty good pushes of some really nice chrome kings that are still like kind of firing in a little bit, so it kind of gives me hope, like, these buggers should be behind them.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Cool.
Well,
that's
sweet.
great to hear.
Yep.
When are you gonna take me?
I rode you down 14 miles yesterday. Don't give me that.
That's true.
My arms are still shot.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening. We appreciate it. Do not forget, we did launch a whole bunch of new apparel on our website, www.addicted.fishing. If you guys want to support, we would much appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on the river.
Later, guys.